This is grown man business. The collar swag don't hit a witness. I pull up in a Bentley so quick. I'm dropping them bags, popping them tags. You know how we bless that cash. The grown man biz, the grown man. I said the grown man. I said the grown man. This is how a grown man does business.
Review on Yale Radiocast. I am your host, Dylan Yale, in the building. I would like to say and welcome my usual co-hosts, which would be a Mr. Mark L. and a Mr. T.R. Tyrone Roberts, but Mark L. is not here today. Why? Because he's on another vacation. Mr. Us as black men, we don't get these chances to go on vacations much. You know, we always working and we don't get the time and the chance to do these vacation things. Yet here we are. He's on another vacation. So, with that said, I also want to shout out the fact that my other brother, our other partner, Mr. Tyrone Roberts, is not here as well. Okay, let's just point that out as well. Mr. I'm retired and have all the time in the world, but he has no time to come and join the Mail Review, which he's a business partner of as well, alongside of our other co-host, Mr. Trevor David, who is out preparing to be a father, and just having his fatherly duties along with his acting duties. So with that said, I had to put out a little bit of a bat signal. Because as the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, we congregate with like-minded men, and we call in for the brothers to kind of help us out in these moments of need. Because I don't want the Mail Review to only turn into the Yale Review. You know what I'm talking about? So, you know what I'm saying? So I called in help from my buddy Ro over here. What's happening, buddy Ro?
Man, what's good, man? I'm glad to be here, man. When you need somebody to fill in, call your boy, man. I'm going to be right here, man. I ain't going to be on vacation. I'm here with you, man.
So yeah, so for those who are unaware, man, went to an event. Shout out to my brother Keith Lewis from I Am a Father First and the Youth Task Force. We went to this event, man, and this brother right here to the right of me, he spoke so eloquently about some things that he felt we needed in this community, right? And I was like, okay, I got to have a conversation with this brother right here, right? So I walk up to him, and the first thing I say is, my guy, where are you from? And he says, I'm from Pensacola. There you go, right there. A Pensacola brother is in the building now. You know what I'm saying?
PHS,
PHS. Not only that, PHS is in the building.
PHS in the building. Them Tigers in the building.
Them Tigers is in the building, man. So tell them about yourself, Buddy Ro, because we got another outstanding male in the building that we need to speak of, too.
Well, I can't say that I'm average. I can't say that I'm different. I'm just me. Okay. Straight up and down like 6 o'clock. I stand for truth. I love enlightening people. I want everybody to know that, what you know is just a portion of what you're supposed to know. And I can understand what most people can't understand. And I can pass it on to my other brothers who have trouble understanding it at a higher degree of understanding. But I love all things black, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay. I feel like everybody is necessary. So I give everybody the benefit of the doubt to show me what type of person you is. And if you're willing to receive the truth, then I'm going to give it to you.
You think people are ready to receive truth, though, bro?
No, not everybody. Certain truths can only be understood by people who have a higher level of understanding. If somebody understands something on a 1, 2, 3 level, 9 times out of 10, they ain't gonna understand things on a X, Y, Z times parentheses level. Like
I don't even understand why I see in parentheses.
See, I got it right here on my arm. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I try my best to enlighten, because I know a lot of us ain't good with mathematics.
Yeah, that's me.
And I was horrible in math in school.
Yeah.
Math horrible. English though.
Yeah.
English major.
Okay.
That's why I got the gift of speech where I can talk to anybody. It doesn't matter what kind of English you speak. You speak English, we gonna get it along. And you can speak Spanish, you can speak patois, Geechee, it don't matter.
Right.
We gonna find common ground and talk. Me personally, I feel like that's my purpose.
Okay.
That's my gift.
Okay. Well, once again, welcome, brother, to the Mail Review podcast, the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I appreciate you from coming. But
Thanks for having me.
But you made a statement, something about honesty and people being prepared for the truth. That's what we segue into our next guest here, Mr. Maceo Fletcher Sir Maceo Fletcher.
Sir.
Sir.
I'm not from Europe.
Okay. Sir, kind sir. Look here, man. This man has been giving it to me for being a gentleman and being respectful of people of such, levels, man. So you're not going to shame me into respect.
Old folks, okay.
Mr. Fletcher, sir, Mr. Maceo Fletcher, please introduce yourself to everybody, sir.
Well, I'm a native of Chicago.
Markel would love
I
it.
came to Chicago. I came to Atlanta back in '77 on a 2-week vacation to bring my cousin back home, and I stayed. I hooked up with Maynard Jackson and Julian Bond.
Okay.
And I was referred by my political organization out of Illinois, which was the Independent Voters of Illinois, because I had tried Democrats and Republicans, and neither one of them fit for me. So I helped start an independent organization, which they probably need right here in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about it is, I came down here and I hooked up with the powers that be, and I became Julian Bond's intern, and I met his son, Michael Julian Bond, who was now a city council person.
Wow.
He was 10 years old when I met him.
Wow.
And now I ain't gonna tell you how old he is now, because that'll be telling you how old I am. But the thing about it is the fact that I got into a lot of different community events. I can't help it because my mama was a community mama up in Chicago. So back then, wasn't no such thing as babysitters and all that kind of stuff. You had to take your kids with you. So I attended all her meetings with her. So that means the stuff she learned, I learned.
Right.
Yeah, I was just a kid then.
Yeah.
That's all.
We're gonna have to pin that part to the parental part of making sure that you're very well involved in your kid being alongside of you. So continue.
Yeah, because I was Cub Scout, Boy Scout, that sort of thing. I was raised in the projects in Chicago, 15 to 20 floors, 10 apartments on each floor, 40 buildings side by side, no grass nowhere, just concrete and asphalt. Gangs everywhere. You had to march 30 or 40 people to go to McDonald's to get a hamburger in order to come back living.
Right.
But that's just part of, growing up where I grew up, okay? And when I came down here, I had it inside me, so I hooked up with the powers that be, and I ended up doing a whole lot of different things, and which drove me to my plateau of today of being police oversight guy.
Explain to those, we spoke on the words being kind of like impactful, police oversight. What does that entail? And break it down in detail. What is police oversight?
Police oversight is a general name. Different, it's the national. It's international, okay? Because I got friends in different countries that do the same thing I do.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm nationally certified. So different organizations have different names. Some of them say Citizens Review Board. They have different names for the different oversight agencies, but they all are oversight agencies. You have to oversee the powers that be, so they don't impact you wrong. And when they do impact you wrong, they have to have accountability. Okay, everybody's accountable. Even the police is accountable. Okay?
Are they?
So I tell them, I say, you're supposed to be on the side of your car, say protect and serve. It don't say protect and kill.
Right.
Okay, and I got a problem with them killing folks and not shooting the lame. They shoot to kill now.
How did we get there? Because you done dove right in. We ain't even get the bill. We just went hot. Because we got a lot of things going on right now. Memphis and things. We don't got to go deep into it, but I know we will. Where was the change, or has it always been like this from your involvement and from your experience?
Well, I can remember when I was small, they would shoot the lame, shoot somebody in the leg or something like that, take them to jail or what have you, Or in my neighborhood, the police didn't even come to arrest nobody. They said, "Let's see, where is it? It's 3983. Well, we ain't even got to go over there. Miss Williams got that.
There you go.
That was my mama.
That was my mama too. Hold up now.
And Miss Williams would have it.
Hold up now.
Ain't no stuff about that. Miss Williams would have it, and she carried a pistol.
Hold up.
And she worked in the high schools, and she worked with the gangs. And my mama ain't your mama. But anyway.
I'm just saying.
Okay, I'm looking at your expressions, okay?
I'm just saying that
But
name
the thing about it is, she didn't take no smack, and the police know she didn't take no smack, and they know she ran her neighborhood because she had like 40 or 50 different things with kids, youth stuff, okay?
Yes.
The Cub Scouts, the Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts, the girls softball team, the boys basketball team. She worked at Chicago Youth Centers, which was dealing with gangs and stuff. She was one of the first monitors in the school system when they first started hiring monitors to sit in the hallways to make sure the kids go in their classrooms.
Right.
And she made them go in the classroom, and she went in the boys' bathroom and said, "Get your ass out this bathroom."
Wow.
Okay, and they got their butts out them bathrooms and went to their rooms. Okay.
Wow.
So them type of things you pick up from your forefathers, okay, or foremothers, and you bring them because it's instilled inside you. You can't help it; it's inside you. And community work don't pay. Okay, it don't pay. Okay. It's something inside your heart, inside your mind, and you try to make it better for the community, okay? So I was out in Clayton County for a long time, and I helped get the bus system back out in Clayton County, the model system, okay? With a sister out here by the name of Roberta Abdul Salam, which turned out to be the first person appointed to the model board of directors after they got it back into Clayton County because Elgin Bell got it taken away when he was chair, okay, of the commission. But in fact, she's gonna be honored out here at Divine Faith, and I'm gonna be out here tomorrow.
All right. Tomorrow?
Yeah, and because she said they honoring me, but everybody helped me go a long way. I'm honoring them, telling them I had to stand up, and I want you there.
There you go.
So I'm supposed to be somewhere else, but I guess I got to be here. All right, but the bottom line is do the right thing for your country, for your people.
Right.
Don't try to change to be something that you ain't. Okay, I'm supposed to be in Birmingham right now. But I'm here because I'm doing this for my folks.
And I
okay?
appreciate it.
And y'all need to understand what's going on, and y'all also got to understand what's out there for you, available for you, okay?
What are we missing in this generation of people that your generation got easy?
torch.
There you go.
The torch. My generation of people got the torch from their mamas and daddies. We talking about back in the 40s and 50s. Okay, I was born in 52. And the bottom line is, we didn't hand down the stuff. A lot of us didn't hand down the stuff to your generation, okay? Which means you didn't have the information to hand down to your kids' generation to ride why they are the way they are now,
Yes, sir.
okay? It's only when you've been through the movement the whole time and seen it grow from this point 1 to point 60-something. Bottom line is, you watched it grow and you was a part of the growth, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Whether with me, it was with Rainbow Push, NAACP, SCLC, because I've not been a part of all of it, okay? Still a part of all of it, okay? In fact, I've been, about 5 funerals in the last 3 weeks. Well, they get knocked off. We get knocked off the old folks, the old heads, okay?
Yeah.
Because it's our time to die. But everybody ain't hand the torch down.
Hey, with that being said, I think I can kind of shed some light on why the torch wasn't, passed the way it was passed during your generation. And during your times, it was a more, like I said, at Task Force, y'all are the, how you say it? Y'all built the village. Y'all built the concept, the culture before we got to where we at right now. We was close knit. And I believe, and I know it all to be true, that the corporation that runs this country saw us becoming stronger and stronger and stronger. It was just like with Black Wall Street out in Oklahoma. Like, they saw us not doing the things that they felt like we should be doing. Like,
Yes, Yeah, I know.
And it comes back like how we spoke about earlier about the language, like going to certain places and saying certain words, and we don't fully understand what it is to really truly genuinely help one another, as far as like a community, like a village setting. I remember there was a time my grandma used to sit around and tell us stories about her brothers and her sisters, and how they had to share certain items in the house because that was the norm and expectation. And
I understand.
I really feel like around the 80s is when the torch stopped being passed on. It's like they infiltrated us, and they saw us in our greatest form. Even when we was down and kicked and beat, and even when we get killed and everything, we still walk with our heads held high, and we still help one another. And that's what they wanted to take away. And if you don't like a certain group of people or something like that, and we're gonna just keep it all the way 100.
Let's keep it a buck.
Man, this system, man, it's not designed, for people who genuinely care about one another to prosper as a unified group. It's like they turned us into individualites, independence.
That's what they've done.
That's what they've done, and that's how the torch wasn't passed. Because if you got one person running by himself with the torch, he can't pass it to nobody. I was on track and field, and when you running that 4x4, you got to be eye-hand coordination, fast, and you got to be committed to handing that baton to the next person.
And it comes with training and practice too.
And you just can't go out there and
you can't just go out there and
do it.
My first time running track and field, and I passed that baton out. Boy, you think I fumbled that thing?
You said you fumbled.
Yeah.
Man, I dropped it.
I didn't know y'all was track and field.
Man,
I'm supposed to be in Birmingham doing 8 different conferences right now because I'm an official with USA Track and Field.
For real? I was in track and field.
That's what I do right now.
That's my love. I play football, basketball, baseball, soccer, volleyball, but my favorite is baseball and track and field. To me,
naturalness.
Yes, naturalness, man. That's a one-person sport, man.
It builds character. You can't blame it on nobody because if you mess up, it was you that messed up.
Because you ain't practiced.
I love it.
You ain't do something.
I love it. I love that.
I'm trying to tell you.
So with that said, he's saying in reference to baton and passing, just like you said, passing the torch. And I do agree that there is a created structure, a created system, and everybody says that the system is broken. This has been my mindset. The system ain't been broken at all. The system is actually
working,
operating perfectly, just like they planned and how it was created structure-wise. And it is coming true to a point that we are at almost a breaking point where it can be no more torch because nobody even wants the torch. And that's what I see in this society. It's like, hey, let me show you something, ma'am, sir, whoever it may be, because I see how you're operating. Oh, get out my face with that. Oh, that's old way of thinking. Oh, you wrong. Well, I could do what I want to. You don't know what you're talking about. So it's like I'm saying this because of the upbringing that we all have from the said torch. Have you seen some struggles in that? And sir, and where do we go if the torch is not been passed and there's no more torch? What do we do?
Certain people have brought up to me recently that young people want to start their own organizations because the older organizations just kaput right now. They're moot. And I'm saying, why not blend them together? I'm sitting up here with younger folks. I didn't understand the music I heard at the beginning of this segment because I come from the time of Motown, and the sound of Philadelphia, that sort of thing, okay? Those old groups, Melvin and Blue Notes and the Temptations and stuff like that, but I do know I'm still living, and I got to relate. I know the police still killing, and they're relating to the forces that be that tell them what to do. But the bottom line is, they're not vetting the people well enough that they hire, especially the folks that come from the war, okay? Whatever was on the map at the time, okay? And my time was Vietnam, okay? Now it's whatever the last war was, I guess Afghanistan or something like that. But the thing about it is, you got to be able to take these things and put them together and sew them together and knit them together so they all become one. And get it, and let them young folks know what happened back then because I was there. That's how I know that because I was there. I think that I just read like you reading stuff. Well, I read this here. I got a perfect example. I read this here, Daddy, and it said, I don't care what it said. I got a grandbaby. But the GPS say go this way. But that ain't the point. Cut that off. Go straight and make a left at the third light and then go 2 lights over and make a right. Because they don't have the direction.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And they depending on this system that's giving them all these false directions to make them go out the way. You know GPSs are made for taxi cabs to make them make more money because they're not going and then especially with passengers that's not even from your local city that don't know the way anyway. And I'm following the GPS. I'm following the GPS.
And
Well, the GPS is wrong.
You just spoke big facts right there.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you. Sometimes.
Come on with it.
And you'll put I done put addresses into the GPS. Like I know where I'm going, but I'm not familiar from the point where I'm coming from. And I'll sit up there, and they don't even show you alternate routes. They'll give you a directive that one makes you go all the way out the way, makes you burn more gas, and yeah, it might say this or that or whatever, but you're right. I second that. I really feel like it's some kind of plot or something with Google that with the GPS, because you think about it. If you can't I don't know if you remember MapQuest. Before GPS, it was MapQuest.
I remember when they first invented MapQuest.
You know what I'm saying? I remember we used to go on summer vacations to my folks in Alabama, Virginia, or wherever they at, and we had a
map.
A map. Yeah. Like you unfold the map.
Not even too long ago, really, to be honest with you.
Every time I come into this state from someplace different, I stop by the welcome hall, the welcome center.
Yeah. Get a map.
And I get 2 maps.
Yeah.
One for me and one for either one of my grandbabies or one of my kids. Okay?
Right.
Because they don't understand maps.
You know what's, and I was just finna say that. That's so sad. Like, I remember when we was in school, you had to learn every symbol, anything, measurements, metrics, all that.
And this meant what? North.
Up
meaning north, right? They don't understand what that's going on with that. They really don't. It's sad.
Yeah. So along your road and travels, you've worked with a lot of people. You know,
Yes, sir.
basically some very influential names.
One of them was called Mama. But go ahead.
Miss
I'm
Williams.
sorry.
Miss Williams, very influential.
She got to be the GOAT.
Got to be the GOAT.
She got to be the GOAT.
We gonna have to talk.
She got to be the GOAT.
Go ahead and let some people know, like, you know, because you were there for civil rights activism.
Yeah, still is right now. You know,
So the fights.
right now.
Do you feel they were for nothing?
No, it was always for something. You know,
I wouldn't say for nothing. It was definitely for something, but you know, because I hear like voting rights. You know, it was a lot of fights for our rights to vote, and this is hearing this from my mother, Mrs. Williams. Come on, people fought and died for this. I get it now, right?
I remember back in the '60s, and they was on the tube. It wasn't no such thing as color TV. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate right now? But they were saying 2, 4, 6, 8. We don't want to integrate.
There you go.
That's what they were
Do you
saying.
think that hurt?
And I looked at my mama and I said, "Mama, why they don't like us?" And that was the day I got the talk. Okay, I was about 6, 7 years old. The talk ain't nothing that just happened just now. The talk has always been there, okay? But you got to know the difference between what has your favor and who's trying to get rid of you as a whole.
Right.
When I say a whole, I ain't talking about you, the person. I'm talking about as a whole, as your whole race and everything, okay?
Facts understood.
You know, like I said, I'm supposed to be in Birmingham at a track meet right now. But I think they can't handle my mouth. I say I'm blunt. I'm a blunt guy. I got that from my mama, Miss Williams. And I don't hold no water. Okay, I'm straight up with mine. Okay. And everybody else got that. Shh, shh, shh. You can't say that. You can't say that. No, I can't say that. You can't say that. Okay.
Because you scared of getting canceled.
That's right. Just like, for instance, not too long ago, campaign for senator in Georgia. The major thing for the United States, right? Warnock versus who?
Herschel.
Whoever it was that. Whoever he was.
It was
Herschel.
I know who it was. Man.
Little Walker.
But what I'm saying is, one night I get this phone call about 11:30 at night. I'm trying to figure out, call him in now. I don't recognize the phone number. I pick it up. It was an ex-city council person telling me that it came down the tube that the Republicans are going to have a rally outside your building in the morning. Outside my building? Yeah, talking about evictions in Ebenezer. And so then, what, can you do anything with that, Maceo? I said, can I do anything? What you think? Hung up the phone. Another phone call came in. Brother Mace, I guess just got off a conference call and they talk about your building. And I can send some people over there and we can get some signs and stuff and send over there to you in the morning. Because they talking about this press conference going to be about 9:30, 10 o'clock. I said, well, I guess I'll get on out there then. I woke up the next morning. I got up and went on outside my building and walked down to the next building, which is the tower. So I live in a low-lying place, but the next place is a tower. And Herschel Walker gonna run his bus up in there talking about evictions that in Ebenezer is doing folks wrong. Mm. Ebenezer ain't doing nothing. I mean, no, not Ebenezer. Warnock doing. Well, Warnock just became the preacher not too long ago. To me, I mean, it might be a while for y'all, but to me, it's recent. Okay, right. And I've been through the whole system. Okay.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, I walked out there because I ain't had nobody. It was just me. And I walked out there and I walked to the next building. I was going to cut through their parking lot. And this white guy swerved around in front of me and said, there he is. That's Maceo right there. There he is right there, y'all. Go to him. Had 2 white girls over there waiting for me with signs. All white folks ain't bad, y'all. You need
I
to
know as well.
understand that.
Yeah.
But you got to know the difference.
You got to know the difference.
Okay? Who
Got
for
to.
you, who against you. Okay? So I introduced myself. They said, we know you. And I showed them where to stand. It was like a grassy knoll, back there in Kennedy time. It was the grass that goes up, I said, you stand up here on this part that's going up, because when these folks start seeing your signs, they're going to start standing in front of you like they're going to try to block the view of the camera to your signs. But if you stand over them, they can't block the view because your sign's over their head.
Fast, you elevated.
Because you elevated, right? And then I turned around and they had plenty of media out there. Like he was talking about the media a little while ago on Fox. It was from all over the United States and all over the world.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I did in my backyard.
Wow.
Okay. And God dog, I took control of the media because I was used to be with Jesse Jackson. I know how to take control of media.
Right.
And I told who I am, what I do, and I went around the whole thing to make sure I knew everybody. And I stood on the other side, the opposite side of where the 2 women were standing. And because I told the women, he wasn't but an old house nigga. I'm saying that to white folks. I mean, the truth is the truth, okay?
Yeah,
So it ain't who you talking about. The truth is the truth, okay? And so one of the little white guys, independent media guy, told me, could you repeat that? Could you repeat that? I said, did you say that to your granddaddy? How about your great-granddaddy when he was raping my great-great-grandmama? Did you say, could you repeat that? Could you repeat that? So I guess they got kind of upset with me, but who cares? So I went on the other side, and I was holding my side. Then this lady gonna come down with her little video camera, trying to take videos of all the media. And she was talking, could you move back? Could you move back? I said, no, I was standing here before you came here. Could you move back? I live here. Do you live here?
Oh, wow.
And Nicole Killian, I don't know if it's CBS or ABC or where was she from. She's a national broadcaster, okay? Black girl. After the thing was over with, when he said his little speech, on the microphone when he finally got there, and every time they asked him a question, he'd say, answer given. Next question. Answer given. Next question. He wouldn't answer nothing.
So he basically was circumventing it, going around.
He wouldn't answer nothing, man. And so when Nicole Kelly asked, well, how about the woman that said that she had your babies and you owe her this money, you gave her this money, you get this check, and he, I don't know anything about that, but just answer it.
That's crazy, because he was campaigning about absent fathers.
I know.
That's like...
He was doing the Trump deal, man. That's all that was.
Whose man's is this, man?
Let me go ahead and cover this article that actually reached.
Here we go.
Yeah,
you gonna show it, or what you gonna do?
Yeah.
Show it to the folks.
Fox News, man. This wasn't no local. This reached the big headline. This was in the big leagues, brother. Protester allegedly, they use that word careful these days, attacks Herschel Walker with attacks with racial slur, right? Crashes press conference on Warnock evictions.
So that tells you what? It turned from the Herschel Walker press conference to the Maceo press conference.
Right. Atlanta Fox, first on Fox. A small group of protesters disrupted a press conference being held by Republican Georgia Senate candidate Herschel Walker on Tuesday. One allegedly referred to him as a house nigga. Number of witnesses say at this event they heard the racial slur, including a media photographer, a number of Walker campaign staff members by multiple bystanders. This is all a stunt. He's nothing but a house nigga, the protester, who identified himself as Maceo Fletcher, yelled at Walker following the press conference, according to a photographer covering the event for Zuma Press who wished to remain anonymous. Multiple Walker campaign staffers confronted Fletcher as he was speaking with reporters on camera following the incident, asking him to, as you said, repeat the slur he called the candidate.
But because I was bigger than that, I didn't say anything.
Right. Fletcher ignored them, as did many media members speaking with Fletcher, including CNN and CBS. Neither outlet asked about the slur, despite multiple witnesses who said they heard Fletcher. One Walker campaign staffer told Fox News Digital that he heard Fletcher say, "He's a joke, he tap dances, he's a house nigga." Fox pressed Fletcher on what name he allegedly called Walker, but he repeatedly refused to respond to questions. That man is a veteran. He a player. All right, man.
I told him, I said, go inside the tower and go in the office and ask him how many people got served eviction notices and how many people they went inside. The media people went inside the building.
Yeah.
Well, nobody do no damn evictions, man. Please give everybody a break. Try to get something for nothing, okay? But he didn't know I was there to stop that crap. And when it was over with, the same little white boy who dropped the white girls off, he was waiting in the parking lot because he couldn't be seen, okay? And I walked the white girls over to the car and said, "Y'all, thank you very much and have a good day." I don't even remember their names, okay? All I know they were supporters for the cause.
Look here, brother Tyrone Roberts. Man, this man is the black version of Forrest Gump for the black movement. Love it, sir. You need your own movie and show. Salute.
That way.
So what I do is I do oversight for police. I have different things made up. My business cards, which one of y'all got one?
Yes.
I didn't get one at the.
I gave you one, didn't I?
Uh-huh,
We'll take that one now.
Yeah.
All right. It's a front and back. It's a front and back situation. I teach youth how to interact with police because we as a race don't teach our kids how to interact with police. And when the police pull us over and our kids get irate and they get shot or go to jail or what they got, it's because we didn't teach them.
Thanks.
Okay. So I teach people how to act with police when you get stopped. On the back of all my business cards. Look at here. I made, for the libraries, bookmarks. Same thing that's on the back is on here, plus a few more added details. Right. Okay. A little pictorials and stuff, okay?
Right.
And then I turned around and did the same thing with cell phone covers.
So it's on the cell phone
Okay.
cover.
Yeah.
With the rules and the policies. Look, let me get that
You
right
fine.
there.
Yeah, you fine.
So
Same thing.
This is what we talking about
Same
right
thing that's
here.
on that card.
Yeah.
There is stuff on the back now while we getting these, and I get it. Sometimes you want to use your cell phones to identify who you are.
Everybody got a
right?
cell phone in the United States.
Right. But this actually has some things that will be very beneficial to you in any moment. And that's, as we were talking before we started, something that I've always wondered, why we don't have booklets of rules and policies, of rules of engagement, so to speak.
How to interact.
How to interact, so to speak. They'll send out pamphlets and they'll mail us and email us all these pamphlets about voting, about this, about whatever it may be. Yet still we have yet to be given things for police interaction, back and forth, how to respond. What are the true rules? Like a nice pamphlet that should go with your car should be rules of track. They would expect it. And we do know
it's
that.
It's a purpose of that.
And we know
okay?
that. We know it's a purpose, right? We know it's a purpose.
Keep them blind. Keep them divided. We can keep control.
So your hat right there you got on set. Say no to a police state.
I had this made. It's the only one in the United States. That's this one, okay? I got some other things that got the same stuff on it. You know, I got handbags that you carry stuff in, stuff like that, you know. But the thing about it is, there's a police state being set up in the United States right now where they're merging all the different law enforcement agencies together, okay? And so when they come for you, the police department ain't the only thing coming for you.
Right.
It's the sheriffs, it's the marshals, it's the FBI, it's the NSA, it's the CIA, it's all these different agencies that's interacted together, interlocked together, and altogether, back in the 60s, we used to call that the police state.
Mm.
I come from the 60s with Angela Davis and them, okay? And that's the bottom line right there. So the bottom line is stop the police state, which you can't stop right now because they got to set up because they're hiring folks to come out to war, and they don't vet them folks all the way. Here you got folks got citizens, and they tell my citizens you got this brain disease, something wrong with you. What they call it now? Not as a disorder. What they call it now? It's
Bipolar disorder?
No, it's a common thing that they call it. Everybody that needs.
PTSD?
No. They put all that in one thing. What do you call that?
Mental health? Know what you mean?
That's it.
Mental health. And
mental health. You put all that together, that's mental health, right?
Yeah.
But when the police come from Afghanistan or the Persian Gulf or wherever they have been hired from,
brief or no
they shooting to kill because that's where they train from the war. Shoot to kill.
And you know one thing I learned too. You know a lot of them folks who come, a lot of the soldiers and servicemen. I ain't gonna say a lot. The ones who do, they be trigger happy because they sit.
It's a
behind
lot.
A scope.
Don't say a lot.
They sit around. They hold and listen. Sit behind a scope and don't fire one shot. You got some people that's like that.
Because they train you about 6 o'clock scopes and 12 o'clock scopes and 3 o'clock scopes. You got to understand what I'm talking about if you've been in the military. But the thing about it is they teaming all these folks up against people, citizens. Something wrong with that picture. Something really wrong with that picture. And folks ain't saying nothing about it because they don't realize what's going on.
You know what's crazy? Somebody said something way back. His name Thomas Jefferson. He said when the people fear the government, it's tyranny. But when the government fears the people, there's liberty. We're not supposed to fear them. We're not supposed to have to go through the extent of being trained on how to, deal with somebody who's set in a position to protect me. I shouldn't be scared of somebody who's supposed to be protecting me and serving me.
You're not supposed to be.
And furthermore, a lot of police officers who like to be called cops, which is a citizen on patrol, you are a servant to the public. We don't serve you. You serve us. Our taxes pay your pension and your salary. So
I got something about that too.
Let's go. Real quick, I want to jump on this since we hot on the cop topic because we kind of like in the groove of something real quick. This just happened. We had a lot of uprising here in the cities of Atlanta behind some protests and some things that has happened because of this supposed place that they're trying to create called Cop City. All right? Yeah, this. Judge denies request for restraining order to stop Cop City construction. Okay, so DeKalb County, Georgia. On Friday, February 17th, a Fulton County judge rejected a request from DeKalb County Commissioner, the South River Watershed Alliance, and a member of an advisory committee overseeing the construction of a police training center for restraining order to stop the work at the site.
Time out.
Let's go.
A Fulton County judge gave judgment over the DeKalb County situation. That's part one. Part two. The city of Atlanta police department and fire department putting their stuff in another county. Why did they put it in Fulton County?
Police state.
I mean, because that's their agencies. It's the Atlanta Police Department. It's the Atlanta Fire Department. It's not the DeKalb Fire Department and Police Department trying to build out there.
Right.
It's Atlanta trying to build out there instead of putting it in their own particular area. And they already got some place out here around, what's the name of the little town out there, 75 South, where the main post office is, where the police academy is, the present one. I can't think of the name of it right now. It's off 75. But anyway, okay, I hear you. But the thing about it, the situation is, You putting this in another district that ain't your district that you're a man in. Now I got to feel that's one reason why the citizens are in the uproar, and that's one reason why the DeKalb County governmental people that made this accusation against the Fulton County folks that went before that Fulton County judge trying to get it away from them. That's why they did it, because put that in your own territory. Don't put it in our territory. Y'all, that's for y'all municipality, not ours.
Right.
Okay, so I got a problem with that. That's like they got a problem with that, but I ain't going out there because I ain't no knucklehead.
So let's talk about your history and knowledge of the Red Dogs, since we talk about all these buildings of organizations and, because you're the guy right now. You know what I'm saying? You're the guy.
Elgin Bell, who was with Atlanta back there around Andy Young being the mayor and Maynard Jackson being a mayor, because I was back there at that time too. And he came out to Clayton County and became chair of the Clayton County Commission. Now, there was something wrong with that picture right there by itself, okay? But he's no longer that. I'm just saying at that time. But Red Dog. Citizen Review Board, along with Reverend Lowry's organization, the what? People's Agenda.
The People's Agenda.
Okay.
Yes.
We lobbied to get that out of Atlanta, okay, and it got pushed out. It just so happened that Elgin Bell was a centerhead about it because he was the chief of police. But it turned out the person that's running the situation is the chief of police in Memphis right now.
There we go. Now we got action.
Okay.
What
and
just happened?
That was CJ.
Okay. Now, if I'm correct, sir, Maceo.
Now, CJ, if I'm wrong, baby, you call me and let me know now, because you got my phone number, and I know you do.
Okay. Now, because I'm looking at a situation that happened years ago with the Miss Catherine Johnson. Behind the Red Dogs, correct?
I was there.
You were there.
I'll help march with
Do
Reverend
you know
Lawrence.
what happened with the Catherine Johnson storyline, brother?
I was just going to ask.
Okay, so let's enlighten him about this story with Catherine Johnson for
You
people in Atlanta.
You throw it out there, and
Okay.
then if it's any corrections, I'll throw that.
Okay, so there was a situation that happened where there was a supposed incorrect no-knock warrant, and basically this elderly lady, 81, I think she was, somewhere around 80, 81 years old, she was killed in this raid. That was the wrong house.
They gave her like a heart attack or something
No,
like that?
no, they shot her.
They
killed her, man.
They killed her.
Killed her.
They killed her.
She
Now-
didn't know what was happening. She came out there with her little gun, one number 22 or something like that, and
They knocked
they
me off.
they knocked her off for real, man. It's Vine City, man.
Right.
Vine City.
Now, in this whole cover-up, because there was a cover-up following that, supposed officers were injured in the shooting. Couldn't find out they shot themselves.
Wow.
That's what the storyline was. Hold up. Let me allegedly.
Allegedly shot
I'm
themselves.
gonna say allegedly. For the cover-up of this woman shot at them. That's why they shot back.
Wow.
Although that the no-knock warrant for the wrong house, by the way, still the wrong house. So she shouldn't have even been dead anyways, because supposedly it was the wrong house. Am I on point, Maceo?
Basically, you are.
Okay.
Basically, you are. Yes, yes.
That situation had me very upset because of we're literally watching this unfold. We're literally looking at the news and how they say that, and they try to protect these officers that were involved. And I'm looking at it like, hold up, I don't care what happened. This was the wrong house.
That's Kasim
Because you
Reed's.
wrong off the... Wow. I can't believe that.
They went to the wrong place,
The
man.
wrong place and shot this
With a
81-year-old
no-knock
lady.
warrant. And at the end, we got rid of no-knock warrants.
I was just
okay?
going to say that.
Now, in DeKalb County, there was a no-knock warrant was done, and they killed it with a flashbang and a little baby called Baby Boo Boo.
Oh, you talking about the little thing that they throw in there when they kick the door and it, bah, and it's just like a concussion.
Yeah, it's called flash.
Disorient you and stuff.
Yeah.
And
And
you
this
said
baby, this baby was in the crib.
Wow.
This was up in Habersham County, okay? And I know because the band of us went up there, baby bro. And they threw the thing in the door. They were looking for a little dope boy that wasn't even there at the house.
You know.
That was his parent house, okay?
Dang.
And they threw it in there, and the thing went in the baby's crib where the baby was.
Wow.
And bam!
Nothing done.
Okay, that's baby boo boo.
Wow.
All right, and that was handled by attorney Maui Davis.
Nothing done.
You know what's crazy?
That's you got to deal with attorneys that's got your favor in heart too, that ain't scared of police, and that's one of them. Go ahead, brother.
The one thing that get me right. You know, they started a war on drugs, so they treat any drug situation like the drug dealer is a terrorist or something. Like I can see a flashbang for somebody who got a gang organization going. They known for having guns and stuff and being very violent. I can see a no-knock warrant with a flashbang. But somebody who's selling cocaine or weed or whatever or what have you, 9 times out of 10, man.
I don't care what you're selling.
But
you
you talking in today's times. You ain't talking about yesterday times.
Yeah,
okay?
like today's times ain't yesterday's times.
If they are scoping out these locations like they say they are, they already know the environment, right?
Yep.
Let's just be real.
Yep.
They scope out these. They
Yep.
know if it's guns. They know if they just chilling. They know if it's. But at the end of the day, your duty is supposed to be to bring these people in, right?
To justice.
For their day in court. So you were saying that
Oh, you talking about a joke, okay? Go ahead.
I'm
He
talking
just
about.
told a joke, okay?
I'm talking about supposed to be.
Oh,
versus-
keywords.
Yeah,
Okay.
supposed to be versus actualities.
Anything.
So we're talking about like the Catherine Johnson. And now you're saying that commissioner is now over a situation in Memphis. Let's talk about Tyre Nichols. So you're saying that there's a connecting dot to these people involved?
Well, the bottom line is, even though Elgin Bell was a center head in the Atlanta Police Department and over the police department, and everybody said he was the main red dog. He wasn't the main red dog, because from what I hear, C.J. Davis, who was over here, I worked on many committees with C.J.
Right.
In the city of Atlanta, okay?
Okay.
Side by side, just like she was closer to me and his brother here is now, okay? Elbow to elbow. But yet still, she ran the Red Dogs, from what I understand. She did, okay? And then when she got, everybody went different ways. When Erica, the white police chief, Erica Shields, she went to Louisville after Breonna got killed. And then you got the girl that was out here, Erica. She was in Riverdale. She went up to North Carolina and became chief of police up there. And then you got this girl, CJ. She went to Memphis. But she went back with the same attitude and mentality. So she ain't call it Red Dog, they call it Scorpion. The Scorpion unit, which is the same thing. So now, since the 5 brothers and killed this little boy, I'm sorry, I call y'all little boys too, cause y'all younger than me. But don't be offended.
But you get upset when I refer to you as sir. Go
Right,
ahead, continue.
yes,
Go ahead,
crazy.
continue. Carry on, sir. Carry on. Carry on. Carry on.
Crucify us for calling it
Yeah,
here,
carry on.
Peace. I come from free child. Peace. Okay. But anyway, she went up there and she got that Scorpion thing going on. Okay. So after the thing is over with, and everybody got this in their mind about these 5 guys that killed this one guy, I come back in town, found out South Carolina, where I had a problem with some folks over there. Getting older, you have problems with your opposite folks, okay? The
Thanks.
older you get, okay? I say it like that. But I pulled up to the red light right there where they just built a new building for the Supreme Court of Georgia. I live 3 blocks from there. Okay. I pull up to the red light and I'm just sitting there. I look over to my left. It's a police car. I call it a police car. It was a sheriff car. Okay. The current sheriff of Fulton County, LeBlanc. And I look at it, I said, Scorpion? Fulton County got a Scorpion unit. Well, I know they've been banding up with the other law enforcement agencies. That's why I got this police state on top of my head right now. But they just been advertising worldly about the Scorpion unit in Memphis. Then I come back home,
And there's one right
and
here.
there's one right here that ain't nobody talking about.
Right.
But
Not
guess
saying
what?
nothing.
Them days over with now, god dog.
Oh, okay.
Cause the kid done found out about it.
All right. So
I took a picture of it too, so I could throw it out there for y'all.
okay. So this is what I pulled up about
CJ,
C.J. Davis' career, and once again, Wikipedia.
is that one of the things I did? Showed you, threw it at you.
You know, you threw it out there. I go researching, sir. You know, I get to typing now.
I mean, I threw it on that one thing. I had about 5 different.
Oh, I'm gonna go into that. The link that you sent me, we're gonna
Yeah.
get that too. I just want to go into a history
go
of
ahead.
her.
I'm saying.
Okay, so career. Davis joined the. You got it. Hold on, let me pull this up. Maximize this. Her career, Miss Davis is, and I wish it would stop freezing up on me. There we go. Davis joined the Atlanta Police Department in 1986. She was demoted and then fired from the Atlanta Police Department in 2008 for her alleged involvement in a sex crimes investigation into husband of an Atlanta police charging, according to the AJC. She was reinstated after an appeal process. In the same year, the Oprah magazine, Oprah named Davis a 1 in 18 women forming the Old White House Leadership Project. Wow. Women rule. She became, whoa, I can't believe this.
So I need to just say something about Oprah, you know, because she
Okay.
come from Chicago too.
Okay.
you know.
She became deputy chief of the Atlanta Police Department in 2016, became the chief of the Durham Police Department in North Carolina. Davis has served as president of the National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Executives. In 2020, Davis appeared on Good Morning America calling for a sweeping changes in police reform following the murder of George Floyd. Davis was sworn in as Memphis Police Chief in 2021. She is the Memphis Police Department's first black female chief. She is also the first female police chief of Memphis. In 2023, Davis described the killing of Tyre Nichols as being a defining moment in the Memphis Police Department's history. She's terminated the employment of the 5 police officers associated with Nichols' death.
Getting the action
Wow.
away from her, okay?
Wow.
Getting the action away from her.
I just the appeal in the old magazine, you know what I'm saying? She was involved in a sex crimes investigation into the husband of the police sergeant, according to Atlanta. She a reinstatement after the process. Old magazine. Look here, man. It's all in who you know, right?
Oprah ain't right all the time. Oprah ain't right all the time.
It's all in who you know. So yeah, I'm gonna pull up another article as well about that I wouldn't say little, my bad on that choice of words. But the Tyre Nichols incident. Buddy, what you got?
My whole thing is, I feel like it's it was just,
He hurt.
yeah, it is.
You hurt.
Yeah, man. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. I done stopped looking at the videos and following because, man, like I said earlier, man, I love us. You know what I'm saying? So when I see one of us getting shot and killed and stuff like that, I feel like it's me. You know what I'm saying? Because at one time it was me, but it don't take all that. Like, the profiling and what they train at these academies to look for in certain people and what to say to push those people's buttons and what have you. But to me, there's no excuse for that, man. Whether it be black, white, I don't care if you Hispanic, if you are an officer that upholds the law, man, there shouldn't be no how do you say it? Like they shouldn't get spared because y'all know the law better than anybody.
I always say a lot of these people, a lot of these officers come from the same background that we come from as military veterans, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we were taught one thing. We were taught one thing, which is rules of engagement.
Facts.
And definitely we understand the moment, or we are taught, or we are trained about the moment. You know, that's why I call bullshit on a lot of things that happen when it's fear for your life. Get out of here, man.
All right,
out here,
stop right
So-
there. Fear for your life.
Go ahead.
DeKalb County, Anthony Hill, the naked veteran that got killed by the police.
There you go. Yes.
Now, what did he feared for his life? What did he go do for his life? Shoot him with his penis?
Yeah. So there was a situation, 2016, 17, where a young man, he was suffering from
Anthony Hill.
Yes, Anthony Hill. And it was the mother that called the cops. It was the mother that called because he had a little mental thing going on. And he was naked. What was he gonna do? He was killed. Tyrone Roberts, brother.
Wait, before you go there.
Go ahead.
Finishing with the Anthony Hill situation. The officer who got blamed for it, who actually did it, who went to court for it, in the courtroom when he got sentenced, convicted and sentenced, I made sure I was in that courtroom then. He got 20 years, 12 years to do. All right? And I walked right up to his face, eyeball to eyeball, and I said, so what do you think about that, big boy? You know? Because I was with the mothers. It was mothers that had recognized me in the elevator. I didn't know who they was. They was thanking me for stuff that I didn't know what they was thanking me for. Stuff I did at Cobb County, out in Douglas County, different places, okay? Same issues, different people, but they remember me, okay? Like the little boy in Cobb County was working at the car wash, where he was taking the car from the back, bringing it around to the front, and the police shot up all the windows and everything in the front. I mean, and
While he was at work washing the car, bringing it around the front.
he was car got serviced. He was in the part of the facility that would clean the car up and then bring it around to the customer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He bringing it around. The police, like he said, and they scoped this thing out because they tracking him anyway, and they killed him right there in the car. Say he was trying to hit them. Now here's the key to the whole situation. All the shots that was fired was fired in the side windows and in the back window. So if he was trying to hit you,
He was trying to hit you with the dope.
and he wasn't driving forward to hit you, how was he trying to hit you? He couldn't go backwards.
And for that matter, if he had a car wash,
But what
You can't even drive.
I said car wash, but
yeah.
it was like a dealership. It was a business that dealt with cars. I say it like that.
Yeah, but
and then the mama recognized me on the elevator in DeKalb County with the naked boys drive.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know who she was. She was just a fine, good-looking woman to me. And when she said thank you, I said, "You welcome." What I do? You know, and we on the elevator. She stuck her hand out like that, and I appreciated what you did for my son. I said, okay, but who's your son? Because I did it for so many sons.
Yes.
Okay? And when she told me, I remembered the situation. I said, oh, yeah, I remember. So when it was time for, they was letting the people in, you know, they emptied the whole courtroom out of everybody, except for, you know, the jury and you know, the powers that be and stuff like that, and the media. So when they said, we're going to let y'all in a little bit at a time, 10, 15 people at a time here. So I made sure I got behind two of them mamas. I didn't have to go in. I pushed them in, but from their back. I just grabbed in it with both my hands, one back in one hand, one back in another hand. And when he opened the doors, I pushed him in front of other folks to make sure they was there to see this cop get this sentence, okay?
yeah.
And it just so happened that at the end, I kind of mangled my way up in there too, you know.
Slid.
Because I got this little gift of gab, okay.
Right.
And it turned out that he got sentenced, and I was there, and then mamas turned around and looked at me, and they smiled, and that's all they had to do was smile. That filled my heart like
There
it
you
filled
go.
your mama's heart.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
I didn't get paid for it monetarily, but it filled my heart.
That part.
Yeah, that part.
That small part of impact of the moment. I want to help impact this moment, whatever it may be, being there to be some form of influence, motivational influence. Shout out my boys over there at Motivational Shit Podcast, where, you know, that whole motivation of the moment, pushing somebody forward, it changes the mindset, not for them, but moving forward into everything behind it, hopefully. Want to talk to Brother Tyrone. Do you feel like because of the same organizer of both police groups was the same, that they were instilled with the same values or tactics?
I feel like, yeah. You got to think. Law enforcement. I mean, that's just, I think that's what the whole, the police city,
Cop City.
Cop City.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I heard some officers talking one time about urban combat training. You know? So,
I've heard that all the time.
Yeah. So certain branches and the tactics, I feel like they're the same. It's just, it depends on who's leading the charge. What agency it is. Sheriff's Department, they don't got no SWAT team.
Yeah, they do.
They do got a SWAT team.
Yeah, they do.
They got a SWAT team.
Yes, sir, Bob.
So not only do they got a SWAT team, so they got the SWAT team, you got the GBI.
It's called Scorpion. I just told you that.
Yeah, Scorpion. Okay, I'll stand correct. So there's no way all these agencies can. Well, I don't know. That's
Everybody got a SWAT. The FBI got a SWAT. The NSA got a SWAT. Everybody got a SWAT. That's a tactical force to come in and take care of the business.
I always thought that SWAT was only for like the city police.
Oh no, man! It's on every agency.
I never thought. I never
From
knew that.
From fed to local.
For real, I never thought that they like all the agencies had SWATs. I thought just the city police had SWAT.
That's why we learn something new every day, my
I'm
brother.
trying to tell you. I am today years old.
Today is.
I am today years old.
Do you think any person needs to be the police chief after being fired from their law enforcement job, even from another district?
Yeah.
Possibly.
I got a problem with piggybacking. I got a problem with being hired after you done did wrong to people. Now the difference is, and I did this at the state capitol when I was at the state capitol. Piggybacking is when you do 20 years in this municipality, then you retire. And instead of just getting your retirement pay, you go to another municipality and work for some more, so you can get 2 retirement pays, okay?
Wow.
Especially if you started when you like
Wow.
18 or 20. If you had started when you was 18 or 20 years old, that means by the time you about 40 years old, you retired.
Wow.
So I mean, you do 20 years someplace else, okay? So now 60 years old, you got 2 retirement checks coming in.
That's real?
That's real. But the state said we don't want to do piggybacking, okay? That's what it's called, piggybacking, okay? Now, since I brought the word retirement, which I'm in right now, retirement. 2 years ago, Georgia state legislation passed some laws that favors law enforcement. I say law enforcement, that covers everybody, okay? And if they write you a ticket now, part of that proceeds from that ticket goes to their retirement fund, which tells you what? That tells you that they're going to write more tickets, which means they're going to aim at the people who do the wrong the most. I ain't got to say no more. And if they don't get the ticket, they're going to get killed. Okay? It's either catch your ticket or die, nigga.
Click the ticket or die.
Okay? But anyway it goes,
Damn.
part of that ticket goes to their retirement fund.
That's
Now, something wrong with that picture.
Man, the whole
And the
shit
governors
is
are
wrong.
behind that crap.
Wow. Tyrone Roberts, I'm going to the Atlanta Department of Transportation. That is crazy.
Wow, man.
Yeah, real. That's
But
real.
I mean, once again, this is going back to an earlier statement of this system is working just fine.
They passed about 4 or 5 laws 2 years ago that favors police.
The system is working just fine. So when we talk about the system's broken, no, it is not. Well,
I've been trying to get police oversight for the whole state of Georgia for the last.
what's been
What's this 2023 for the last 8 years?
what's been the fight in that? What's been the yellow tape for it?
Because the Gold Dome is basically Republicans.
Yeah.
Okay, and they pro police, law enforcement.
You know, they had you on camera. Sorry, actually, that's why.
I don't drink, y'all. I just drink water. I was actually in to get me some water. Okay, while you going out there. All right, but anyway, clear that up right quick. Everybody know I don't drink. That know me, okay.
But we could take a little small break, man. Because we heavy into it, and we got some other
do it
things.
if you want to, but I can go.
Well, 5-minute break. How about that? Break,
do a 5-minute break.
Bathroom break. I want to give a shout out to Light Worker Wayne. Hey, let's get it. Motivational Shit Podcast. We will go on a little quick breather. Everybody got to go to the, get some water. And I ain't gonna lie, my water is a shot.
Release some.
Release some waters. He did say, "Hey man, give me some water. I can't hold it. I'm getting on nothing." So, but we will go on a quick commercial break. Y'all already know what this is. This is the Mail Review on Yale Entertainment. Shout out to RTV, my brother Tyrone Roberts out there. Shout out to everybody. Hey man, we need likes, we need subscribes, we need support, we need views. Share this link, man. We got a outstanding brother in the building, man, Mr. Maceo Fletcher. You don't get this information every day, especially with the climate, what it is right now, where we need to pass on this knowledge. We need to soak in this knowledge while it's here. Because these moments are becoming few and far apart. We're not getting this every day. We're getting bullshit on YouTube. We're getting bullshit on Twitch. We're talking about the wrong stuff today. Meanwhile, complaining about the shit that we need to talk about. Well, we need to talk more about community activism. And when it's here, nobody ready to talk about it. So we right here, right now, in this moment, we're going to go on a quick 5-minute break, man. You already know with the Mail Review, the motto, get the business. Mark L is on another vacation that he says he never have. Holla at y'all.
I let them know just who they listening to. But I ain't playing, I'm taking it to the hoop. Jump with me and I'll show you just what to do. nothing else. It ain't no test in my pen. MJ with the game on the line. I'm just expected to win. Lyrically, I'm knocking them out. Metaphors connect with your chin. Get hit with the hook to your body. The flow gon' fracture your ribs. I'm taking action. Cause the only thing that talking gon' do is prolong my bragging. I'm addicted to the standing ovation, feeling from clapping. It's a confirmation moment, I know from making it happen. It's a rap when I be rapping to this track, so I'm just saying.
Behind every successful woman is a band of other successful women that have her back. That's why my platform is women empowerment and entrepreneurship. I am Keisha Hawley Roberts, your 2022 Mrs. California and the National Sorority Pageant, representing the mother of all, Order of Eastern Star.
Hey, it's your girl, Kay Chantel, your favorite one from Women in the Mic. I have a question. Do you own your own business and need advertising? Do you provide a service and want to increase your clientele? Well, bring your advertising needs to YaleRadiocast.com. We are on Apple Podcasts, Pandora, and iHeartRadio. We offer graphic design, web design, and video services. So, not only can you grow your business with Yale Radiocast, you can also listen to the hottest independent artists. Go to YaleRadiocast.com and get with the gold standard.
Yeah, man, this your boy Young Zoo, man. Shouts out to Yale Radiocast, man, for the opportunity, man. You know, it's an honor everywhere, man. This your boy Young Zoo, so y'all follow me at YUNGZU.
Harold James, Kiara Boulay. The cup, split the spit, roll it lit, lit it lit. The cup, split the spit, roll it tight, lit it lit. Riding with my roadies, we smoking on the
On August 5th, 2016, Jamarion Robinson was shot 59 times and killed in a police raid in East Point, Georgia.
And what happened to him, my son did not deserve that. But
for me, hearing the story for the first time, it took the life out of me. I felt this aura and this energy on me of the heaviness. So I can only imagine what you have experienced.
So many hashtags that it's started to become a point where we're almost
when we're dealing with officers, we have to be told how to react.
More like an execution.
For Jamarion Robinson, and nothing's gonna silence me. Why nobody saying Jamarion Robinson when his case is one of the most heinous cases in U.S.
Tired of the narrative, I fear for my life,
or
whatever it may be. We're not riding with that anymore. In 2022, moving beyond, we're going to hold everybody accountable.
9-year-old in the city of Atlanta, because I was like, if they're not going to say my son's name, they're going to see my son's face.
Yale Radio Cast, now on Pandora Radio. All right, man. We are back from a commercial break. We going in hot, man. These topics right now, what be going on behind the scenes and how we get down with these conversations, man. Man, sometimes you just got to be here. If you are not a part of what's going on with the Yale brand, what we got going on over here, you might want to just be starting to step foot into the offices of the multimedia entities that we're creating, RTV and Yale Entertainment, man. So once again, I want to say thank you to the brothers that's in the building, Mr. Buddy Road that joins us, man. Pensacola is around here in the house.
You already know. Scamby kind of PHS stand up.
PHS stand up. Look, boy, hey, we can't stand up right now. We out here getting our ass beat, man. We can't even brag really right now. These days.
At all.
Right now, we ain't got too much to brag about talking about being Tigers, right? we just a vicious ass koala bear right now.
A little cool, a little mountain lion. We ain't, you know what I mean?
We are not looking good down there.
Oh, man.
And also, Maceo Fletcher is joining us as well. Police oversight, man. Just giving us the knowledge. Just telling us where he's coming from and his journeys as within community activism. Say no to a police state and just providing insight, police insight, knowledgeable insight. Experience as somebody who's lived in this world way longer than many of us to say, hey, I've walked alongside this person. I've stood alongside this person. I've been part of creating this. What's been your greatest creation? Your greatest creation?
Sure wasn't none of my children. I'll tell you that.
And also, hold up. And he's a part of the FDK community. FDK Inc. Fuck them kids.
What is that, FDK?
Fuck them kids. Fuck them kids.
I ain't hip to that. Okay?
Fuck them
y'all
kids.
teaching me stuff today.
Fuck them
okay?
kids.
No, I say fuck them house niggas.
Fuck them house nigga and them house nigga kids.
That's my children.
But your greatest creation, what would you think out of all the works of the things that you've did and been a part of in your mind?
Yeah, come back to me on that one. I got to think about that one right there because I've been.
I ask the hard-hitting questions.
I don't know. I guess it might be the IVI. I got tired. I was living in Illinois before I moved to Georgia, and I was politically savvy because I worked on Republicans' campaigns. I worked on Democrats' campaigns for governorships, and I worked on Reagan's campaign. I worked on Jimmy Carter's campaign.
Wow.
You know, so when he's brought about the war, somebody brought up the war on drugs. That's a whole other thing, and I can talk about that too, which is a lie. It was like us war on. I talk about
us.
that. No, it wasn't a war on drugs.
Why can't we not talk about it?
Oh, that's because we're on another subject right now.
All right.
Okay.
I want to know. Okay. Oh, that's one of them off the camera.
But the thing about it is, what's IVI? The Independent Voters of Illinois. Because I was fed up with the Democrats. I was fed up with the Republicans. Because they weren't offering too much for my community. To me. So I hooked up with Bill and Jackie Crenshaw of Hyde Park inside of Chicago, which was across the street neighbors from Obama's, okay? And I helped do the Constitution and bylaws for the IVI, which is the Illinois, which is the Independent Voters of Illinois. Since I've been here, I've been asked to do a GVI, which is IVG. I get mixed up. This old thing going on right now, y'all.
Oh, okay.
Independent Voters of Georgia, which is needed, okay? It's needed bad. Cynthia tried to do the Green Party. I was with Cynthia's office, okay, Cynthia McKinney, who who told everybody about the son Bush and attacking Iraq and all that sort of thing, okay, and they got rid of her because Pelosi didn't say nothing. See, she had more rank than Pelosi did, seniority rank. So that means that Cynthia McKinney would have been Speaker of the House.
Mm-hmm.
But Pelosi didn't stand up beside her. She sat down and let's just go down by herself.
Yep.
And Cynthia wasn't scared because Cynthia's a girl who had backbone. Okay. So some of the staff from Cynthia, we still talk to each other right now. We all over the United States. Okay, but we still have conference calls and talk to each other because we was just that tight. Okay, but the IVI is still going on now, and they merged it, and it's called the IVI-IPO,
Okay.
which is the Independent Voters of Illinois, and I think it's called the Independent Precinct Organizations, where they had the different precincts in in Chicago it's wards and precincts. In Atlanta it's
Zones.
in Atlanta it's NPUs, which Maynard Jackson did, okay? And if you know, his former wife, Bunny Jackson, just died also, okay? But neighborhood planning units, that's what NPU stands for.
Okay.
Same thing as wards or precincts, okay, basically, but it's different kind of language for a different part of the United States. And they're still going on right now. In fact, Obama became a member of the IVI because him and Bobby Rush got into it. Because you know Bobby Rush was, like me, affiliated before he became a politician. And he told on everybody, which caused everybody to get killed in that room that night in December 1968 or 69 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And he went on from there, Bobby Rush did, and became a congressman for all these years in the area in which that I grew up in Chicago, which I could probably go right now back and run for office if I felt like moving back to Chicago.
You got my vote. I ain't even from there.
But I probably have a lot.
We're just going to change our name. I get up there and I'm going to vote.
Yeah, right. I like the story. But I might get a bullet up there because, they hold grudges till you dead up there because it's a gangster town, okay?
I know.
So, anyway, IVI is the most powerful thing I ever done because not only did it grow and then I moved here, it merged with another organization that made it a big organization. Barack Obama came through the organization, which was after me, which if I had stayed in Chicago and not come down here, I wouldn't be sitting that ain't the fact that I wouldn't be sitting at this table I wouldn't be sitting with these issues. I probably wouldn't be police oversight because I probably wouldn't have the same mentality. Because where I come from, we ain't never had no problem with voting.
Mm-hmm.
Voting was a Southern thing, okay? But we unified with the Southern folks because they was being disenfranchised, okay? But yet and still, ever since I can remember, ever since I've been 18 years old, I've been able to vote, okay?
Right.
But that's a different part of the United States, okay? I come from a very blue state that's doing all the abortions now because everybody else don't want to do abortions on the girls no more. But Illinois still said, y'all come over here, we do abortions. But I can't go back up there because too much snow for the kids.
Question: What's your wholehearted, honest feelings about old Obama?
In what way are you talking about?
That's your guy. You love him.
I love him for being the first black elected to that position. I love him for being in the same organization I come out of and knowing the same folks. In fact, when he was down here not too long ago to support Warnock at a rally over in DeKalb County, I went over there, took a former senator with me, and when he got through speaking, and he went around to shake folks' hands, and it got to me because I was sitting over there with the VIP folks. You know, I got this little gift of gab. I wasn't supposed to be there, but you know. So
The realest in the room.
When he came by me and he shook my hand, I looked at him. I said, "IVI, Bill and Jackie Crenshaw." And he looked at me and he raised that one eyebrow that he raises up. Okay, that one there. And
People's brow, baby.
he grabbed me and he grabbed my fist tight. I said, "I'm Maceo, man." I say that because he was emailing me in 2006, 2007, before he declared that he was running for president, before he hooked up with Reverend Joseph Lowry, okay, who took him out like he was his child. And if you notice, when he got sworn in, who swore him in?
Yeah.
It was Reverend Joseph
Joseph
Lowry that held that Bible in D.C., okay?
Yes.
That's whose T-shirt I got on right now, Reverend Joseph Lowry, because he was like a daddy to me, because he was a dean of the Civil Rights Movement.
Yes.
Okay? Bottom line is, I hated to see him go. He started an organization for voter empowerment. At the time, I was with NAACP National and Regional, and the person that was state voter empowerment person was Helen Butler at the time, and she and I went over to People's Agenda together, and she stayed while I ventured off and went into police oversight, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But Helen's brother was Walter. Walter was over the state of Georgia's NAACP from out of Madison, Georgia. And see, I'm a statewide guy, so
yeah,
I just was everywhere. So that was my best accomplishment was IVI.
Right. That's great. Well, congratulations, and I appreciate your work, man, because you've done way more than what I could ever imagine to do. Meeting both of you brothers at the Youth Task Force event, and we was all had some feelings about the community and the youth, and you know,
I was covering for somebody that night. I didn't even know nothing about it, but I was covering for somebody else, and then it was in the old neighborhood that I was in because I helped get that thing out there on Church Street built with Roberta Abdul Salam, where the mayor is now, the mayor of Riverdale and everything.
Yeah.
Or Sister Dixon.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when Sister Dixon down there on the ground, homeless. Okay, but she's the mayor. Okay. And
yes.
Sad stories make folks do stuff for you. Okay.
There you go. Sad. Ooh, that man just dropped the ball.
I'm talking about he tried to Jude in.
Yeah. It's just real, and and I saw where this thing was, and I when I drove up here, I know I was kind of early, I thought, and I didn't know whether that was me, the right place or not, because I remember going there for something else 25 years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
And now it's for this youth thing that you're talking about,
mm-hmm.
and that's where I met both of y'all.
Yes.
Because I wasn't even supposed to be teaching. I mean, speaking. I was just listening. That was a listening section for me, taking pictures for another podcast person that didn't show up. I was covering for them.
Yeah.
But just so happened I had a story.
And look at God.
And I got up and I talked.
And look at God. You had on this one. All right. So how do you feel about the voices in the room, and do you deem or seem that they could be an impactful collection of people? Mr. Buddy Rowe right here, as somebody who wants to, have his voice heard, any kind of willful verbal impact. The work that I look towards doing with the community, my little pieces of seeds that I try to plant, organizing these community-based events. And do you think that they will actually lead to something? And I ask this because I want to know what's the future goals of Maceo Fletcher.
I think that situations like this, when people unite, when people really understand each other, because they talk to each other, compared to just looking at each other from afar and assuming. My folks taught us when growing up to get an understanding, not an assumption. Because assumption leads to a liquidation of friendship. When you got to understand, when you walk away, you say, this is what I'm thinking, this is what we just talked about. Is that what you heard? Yeah, that's what I heard. Then that's an understanding. But when you leave and you got an assumption, 9 times out of 10, that thing ain't gonna work out right.
There you go.
Okay, because everybody's assuming stuff. Okay, so right now I'm assuming that we're gonna work together in harmony. Now it's up to us to get the understanding before we leave here.
Okay.
Okay, what we gonna do with each other? Okay,
because that has to be created. It can't just be like, yeah, we got something. We gonna, what is the plan? Everybody plays a role, and I think that's the problem that we have as a community. Everybody wants to be the same person. The forefront, the face, or the person said, I changed it. I'm kind of cool being in the back scenes. You said, because when we talked the other night on the phone, like about 40 minutes. And he was like, did you speak? I said, no. They invited me to speak, and I saw everybody in the room that were doing things that I felt were greater than me. Schools, people who have schools. Yes, we're talking about coaches are out there, and we're talking about structured organizations.
And a pastor was out there too.
And pastors. Well, I don't need to say nothing because I'm back here. So let me be a back piece to even helping structure something. Everybody wants to be the planner. I got this and I got this and I'm doing this and I'm doing this. And
not we, but I.
But not we, but look here, man. What you got, bro?
Man, I feel like we gotta be consistent. That's something I've been working on because my consistency is not what I want it to be. And I feel like the more we do those events like the Youth Task Force and provide awareness, I really feel like there should be an incentive. Most kids respond off incentive. If it's something more than just something small or a book, give them an incentive to read the book. Like I sent my cousins and my nieces a book called The Alchemist. And I told my little cousin, I said, you read the book, I'll send you $20 on Cash App. Read the book. And he did a book report on it. So I really feel like it's more interactions. Like the divide is the communication. It's like you're my elder, right? Like how we just sit up and we was talking about different titles when you address an adult. Down, like you said, down here in the South, you can say Miss Pat or Mr. Frank. And like you said, in other places, you'll get punched in the mouth. You get slapped in the mouth for that. Mm-hmm. So I really feel like the more we be consistent, we can't stop.
Yeah.
We cannot stop. And that's why I literally trained my mind and trained everything, my whole order and how I'm moving forward. To not stop, to keep going, because the goal is to reach everybody who needs to be reached. Like, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is for everybody, but truth is not for everybody. Because everybody can't take it. It's like a baby. You can't give a baby a steak, a medium rare steak.
Tell somebody.
You can't give a older person certain things because it might disrupt one of their systems that's already, So the knowledge that I give people is based on what I feel they can, comprehend. And if they can comprehend it, if they can't comprehend it, I'm going to do my best to put it in the simplest terms to where, we get a better understanding. And I don't care if I just reach one person every time. That's my goal.
I think I said something like that earlier. Sometimes if you have to reach that one person,
that's all that matters. Because, all right, boom, I met I mean, I reached one person one time, and the response I got from him was so natural and raw that I almost shared it to, and it inspired me and motivated me, to continue my work, my service, So I feel like one, we have to drop all the, I guess, bullshit. Like he just Dylan just said, they got too many Indians and not enough chiefs. I mean, too many chiefs and not enough Indians. Everybody want to be, like you said, in the forefront. Everybody want to lead.
They're not doing it for natural, not doing it, as you said, from the heart.
Yeah.
It's not heartfelt, true, I want to help this community intentions. It's, I want to do this because, which is the flip side, there's no money in it.
You have to really.
So, but we do need money
Facts.
to make these things happen.
Facts.
So it needs to be a balance.
Most definitely.
Right? But, Maceo?
I'm just listening to y'all right now because my mind was back in October right then. I'm sorry. Dealing with the Faith in Blue weekend. Okay? And I think that's something that people need to be aware of. And I'm going back to my hat now. And Faith in Blue was put together by a brother by the name of Markel. Not your Markel.
Oh, okay. is that why he ain't here? Is that why that motherfucker ain't here?
You really got some more going on.
Underlay for the overplay.
And this one was Markel Hutchins. And the fact that he was the preacher that went to the Katherine Johnston family to represent the family after the police raid went wrong. And then when they got paid, they didn't throw him down on duckies. He gonna sue the family.
Wow, that ain't
okay,
good, man.
that he was representing. Okay, same thing that he's doing right now with the police department and with the law enforcement. Excuse me, and the pastoralships. He's trying to bring together the church with law enforcement.
Church and government not supposed to mix at all.
I understand what you're talking about. That's another key word again. It's called supposed. But that ain't got nothing to do with reality.
Facts. Big facts.
Okay. But Faith in Blue Weekend, if you do a search on your thing, you'll see what I'm talking about. It was October 7th through the 11th of last year. It was for every piece of law enforcement from feds all the way down to local, joining in with preachers to try to put a stranglehold on citizens. That's what it basically was, okay? So you have, just like he did Katherine Johnson's family, some kind of way he got this thing hooked up to where he can make some money, okay? And if you look at his website, Faith in Blue Weekend, you see all the different kind of programs and things he had set up, and you see it's got to be money there some kind of way, or it wouldn't be looking like it's looking, okay? That's because he's not true and it's not coming from his heart. It's a scheme. And folks need to understand that. And for y'all reverend boys that's out there, reverend girls, and I call y'all preacher boys and preacher girls.
Okay. Yep.
Y'all need to understand what's taking advantage of y'all, and y'all don't understand it because y'all think y'all doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
But when you dig down into it, what's it going to turn out on the flip side? And what's going to happen with the law enforcement on the flip side when they find out about this character? Which they will find out thanks for Mr. Maceo. But the thing about it is, you have to understand who has your favor and who doesn't, okay?
There you go. Man.
I guess that's it. I messed up the
That's all right.
microphone or something.
Yeah, man, we over here soaking in the knowledge, man. So we are coming towards the end of this show. Man, I know we can't talk all day. We could, but people got stuff to do. I guess I want to lead into what's next for Maceo. What's next for you, Buddy Rowe, and then I'll let everybody know what I have coming up here with the Lit Conference, man. Because you still got work to do, sir.
That's what I heard.
Yeah. Look here, I don't know what anybody, and you gonna find out once people walk around us around here. We got to find where something, once again, we kind of like how you said you did with those ladies and you pushed them into the courtroom. That's what we do.
You gotta push them in.
You gotta push some people in a little bit. We're pushers because other people don't know they need you. I didn't know anything about you till 2 weeks ago. What you brought here today, I needed that. That piece of knowledge that we knew nothing about, we needed that. So we're gonna keep on pushing you out there.
You must be Kenny Curtis Mayfield. You must be the pusher man.
I gotta push. I might just be that nigga now.
In the alley, the one in the alley.
I might just be that nigga in the alley. I might be that brother what you need a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Buddy Rowe, what you got coming? What is your thing, man, coming up?
Man, my thing is coming up, man. I want to coach youth basketball, man. Basketball and baseball. So I've been talking to some guys up in the YMCA over in on Camerton Road, and they're getting it renovated right now, but they started a little league over there in the neighborhood. And, the gym, they go up in there and, everybody hoop around and everything. I went over there a couple times and seen how they set it up. But I don't necessarily want to do it through them. I want to do it myself because I got my own organization. It's not a for-profit. It's not a non-profit, but it's an organization that helps at-risk youth. And I want to push it. I want to put more energy and motion into it because it's needed. Like, I'm great with kids. I ain't met a kid yet that didn't like me unless he was just a badass little project baby. But
that's me.
Yeah, and even with them, they still like me because I know how to talk and get to them.
You all right with me?
I get to talk with them too.
But I want you to recognize one thing, brother, what you just said. You said the Y on Camerton Road. You got to say the whole name. You just can't say the YMCA. It's the Andy Young YMCA, ain't it?
Okay.
You know what?
You got to recognize your folks.
I never seen her name on the building.
It ain't no her. I said Andy.
Oh, I thought you said Annie.
No, Andy is Andy Casey. Oh, that's money right there. No, I'm talking about Andy Young. Andrew Young.
Oh, Andrew Young. You said Andy. Oh, Andrew Young.
That's what it called, man. I'm saying you.
Hey, you don't realize we don't have the personal relationship with these people that he got. Andy. Let me call Andy. Because y'all tripping. Y'all don't know Andy.
I can, but the phone down in the car.
Look here, man.
You'd be surprised what my phone book was like.
No, at this point, no. Andy, man. Andy, that be like, Andy.
Yeah, Andy.
Like Buddy Rowe. Hey, Buddy Rowe over there.
Andy used to be the mayor. Of Atlanta.
Andrew, you said Andrew Young did.
We don't have those personal relationships you got.
Andy was a disciple of Martin Luther King. Andy, who I saw the other day at the funeral for.
Yeah, I know who Andrew Young is. I don't know him by Andy though.
Yeah. It's like us saying sir.
Sir.
Yeah, sir.
It's like us saying sir.
Well, I've been here so long. Atlanta say Andy. Atlanta.
We're imports. Remember, we're Pensacola.
I'm import too now.
Yeah, but you've been here a while. You can actually claim.
Chicago.
I got kids and grandkids.
Even your business model has Atlanta roots behind it.
Brother, it's there. So when you talk about future stuff in the future, I intend to go on future media sites. Future media, anything that was passed when I come through, okay? because all we had was email and a big old camera that you put on your shoulder like this here, and did the VCRs, okay?
Yeah.
And everything else is on the telephone now. Everything's so simple. And I'm so jealous of y'all generation or the folks that I was with yesterday because they was younger than me. And I was just looking at them, like we didn't have no scooters and
if we had, and that's the crazy thing. We say that too. Me and my brother TR says, man, if we had this knowledge 10 years ago, or if we had such and such XYZ amount of time ago, how further or how much more we could have done. I get it.
Yeah. So my thing is to make sure that I get the word out of everything I've accomplished and trying to accomplish. If it ain't nothing but body-worn cameras, they're in Atlanta because a push through the Citizens Review Board of Atlanta. That's because a brother named White Bill, Black Bill. I had two bills I was working with. One was white, one was black. Bill Harrison, on the Citizens Review Board. Okay, we used to go to all the national conferences for police oversight, and we see everything. If it ain't nothing but mediation, because you got to have mediation. You got to have the police on one side, the citizens on one side, and the person in the middle.
Right.
Okay, which is the mediator. Okay, because the police gonna say I'm right all the time. The citizens gonna say y'all doggos are out all the time. So what the person in the middle gonna say? Okay, the one that's mediating the situation, making balance. Okay, tasers. There's different tasers for different cities with different strengths on the tasers according to how populated the city is, the urban areas and sort of thing. Okay, you take. It was one guy I can remember seeing this in a video. Guy down in the gutter, and they just tasing him. They just constantly tasing him 20, 30 times, stuff like that, and they just laughing while they tasing him. Okay. Got the boy up there in Chicago laying on the ground, shot him 16 times. Bow, 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 bow. That's a policeman that got convicted, though. Okay, because that's a different atmosphere up there. So the thing is, to get the word out as much as you can, with whatever the resource you got to get it out in, and make sure you get it out massively as you can to as many people as you can get it out to, because they need this information because it just ain't coming in general information to you, okay?
Thanks.
They don't want you to have it.
Thanks.
Okay?
I love it. Man, get the information out. So I say, man, that's what we're going to use you. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Nigga using me, another one, okay? He going to bite the dust, though. Okay?
Because I love being the part of passing along knowledge. Doing this since 2006, right? Somebody taught me all of this stuff that got me to this moment. I just had to put it to work. I just had to push it. I just had to create it, develop it, heighten it. What else adds on? And I'm at a point where I give people small pieces of what I brought into here, for them to orchestrate and create and to develop into whatever you want. Small as logo design, graphic design, web design, whatever the small little piece. And that's what, as you said, that torch. My torch, I ain't got a big flame torch. It's a little baby torch.
A little bit.
Little torch.
But it's burning.
It's burning a little bit.
That's all that matters.
It one of them big lighters. You got 3 flicks.
That's
You
it.
get to the corner store.
In fact, I sent you one of my pictures had a torch in the background there.
It did, yes.
Do you know who that was with me, standing up there with me? I was Leroy Walker. He was the president of the USOC. This was back in 95. That was a 95 picture I sent you, okay, or 96 one. But I had a tuxedo on, okay?
Yeah, yes.
But he was the president of the United States Olympic Committee, okay? And I was at a conference with him. I ain't gonna miss the opportunity to take the picture now.
I know that's right.
Yeah,
I know that's right. I want to go ahead and highlight our next event that we got coming up, which is the LEG Conference. LEG, once again, for those unaware, for the first-time listeners, shout out to y'all. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to, entertain you. LEG, that we use short for the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. My tagline is congregate with like-minded people, like-minded men. I do feel like a lot of things start with us as men, and because the expectations for us as men has never changed. The system has reconstructed things, but at the end, the baseline for a man is the baseline for a man. So the reason for this leg conference is to highlight men that are doing the work in the community, that are doing great things, because I don't like the narrative that they're trying to create that this is a man or this can be a man or this man ain't doing or this man should be doing and could do but ain't, or this man doesn't want to do. I see it. So that's the purpose for this event coming up that's going to have over 20 organizations of male-owned businesses down in Cobb County. So I'm going to go ahead and run the advertisement because I want everybody to kind of like, I'm out here working too, y'all. On February 25th, join us in celebrating Black History Month for the 2023 Leg Conference presented by the Soldier 23 Project and the Male Review of Yale Entertainment and RTV. We are highlighting Black businessmen that's doing outstanding work within the Black community. Business owners, therapists, speakers, mentors, law enforcement, and city officials will all be in attendance. This event is free to the community. The address is 1861 Teasley Drive, Southeast Smyrna, Georgia. Businesses register online at YaleRadiocast.com. Contact us at YaleNT1@gmail.com. The Soldier 23 Project, Yale Entertainment. This is Black men creating Black history. Sorry about that, y'all. We had the music so muted, but no. So that's what we got going on. That's my little part. We was talking about the work being done in Cobb County and being a part of the doing some work with the NAACP out that way. And of course, my guy here knows people down that way.
Bunch of them.
So yeah, that's what's going on. The Leg Conference, which will be on the 25th. That's next Saturday, the 25th of February. Black History Month. This company, this show was created in February, because I always wanted to feel like, hey, this is my contribution to Black history, because I always wanted to do something around this month. So Yale Radiocast was created in February. This will be the official 11th year of Yale Radiocast up under Yale Entertainment. Yale Radiocast as a entity, as a business. So every week I try to deliver something worth branding. This week you're a part of what I wanted to show as a part of Black history, and I appreciate you for coming in, and I appreciate the work that you've done thus far within the community for the idea of awakening us in this month of February. This knowledge that we don't have anymore. We used to see Black history commercials all through the day, all through the week. I don't see shit no more. So I appreciate what you've brought thus far, and like I said, I'm gonna push you.
I remember when Black history was just one day.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I remember before it became Black history, that one day, it was no Black history.
Wow.
Recognition. I remember that too.
Miss Willette Williams said, keep pushing with the hearts and great show. Thank you, Sister Willette. So that's what we got going on. Man, Once again, knowledge. One day. So when did we become from a Black History Day to a Black History Month before we get out of here? Once again, dropping jewels.
We went from a Black History Day to a Black History Week. From a Black History Week to a Black History Month.
Is it impactful?
I think so, because it gives us more time to spill out what's going on in our community and what's been going on in the past.
Right.
Or as Fannie Lou Hamer used to say, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Okay. So with that said, February, Black History Month, we're coming to an end. Once again, the LED conference is on the 25th of February. I would love for everybody, because this is a free event. Any companies that want to register, you can register your business online. There is a registration fee, a small registration fee of $20. I want to say thank you to my brother Nemesis at the Soldier 23 Project for joining with me at this event, or in the creation of this event, to highlight the businesses, to highlight the brothers, to highlight what needs to be focused on, to highlight what is going on in the community. I want to give thanks to Safe Place Atlanta for providing the location. We've done some work with them in the past. A couple of years ago, I did the Toys for Tot event down there in a Safe Place, and she's very much welcomed me back. So Miss Helen, thank you, Miss Helen, for assisting me.
What's her last name?
Helen. I just know about Miss Helen because, Miss Helen. But, and we could talk because you probably know it too. We already get it. You know everybody, man. We already.
I want to know about Safe Place because I want to know, because we used to have a safe house here in DeKalb, in Clayton County back in the day, back in the early 2000s.
You're the plug.
Okay, when I had the little force back out here, okay?
Right, okay.
And folks was getting busted, and we put them in a safe house for a little while, okay?
Yeah, well, this is a nonprofit location that assists businesses with holding events. This is a school. They have a program that they teach kids, like after-school programs at this location, and other things as well. So come down there, enjoy the day. It's going to be from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. You're going to see some great businesses. We're going to highlight some great people. Mr. Travis Barber, y'all have seen Trap on our show. We got Keith coming as well. Let me go ahead and pull up that location. See, it's on the flyer. Let me pull the flyer up. But, buddy, are you coming out there, man?
Man, I'm there. I'm there like the fell. I'm there like the fell. And cotton candy and funnel cakes, I'm there. Just like they be at the fair, I'm there. Every event that I can possibly make a change or make a difference or spread some knowledge, whether it be a sentence, a paragraph, or a whole book, I'm there. I'm locked in. I don't got energy for really anything else but this.
Okay. Let's highlight some of the people there. Once again, Mr. I Am a Father First, Keith Lewis. He will be at the conference. Who else we got? Let me scroll down. Travis Trap Barber, he will be highlighted as well. We will be interviewing Trap Barber as well. And Sean Chin, which is Healing Haven of Atlanta, which is actually located right up the street from us. I got to holler at my boy Sean. Thank you for being one of the sponsored businesses, highlighted businesses as well. So the address is 1861 Teasley Drive, Southeast Smyrna, Georgia, 30080. Just join us. Once again, it's a free event. And thank you, everybody, for supporting what we got going on this for, man. I really appreciate it.
Is that Smyrna or Marietta? What is
Smyrna, Marietta.
Springs? Yeah. What is it?
Smyrna, you know what? Smyrna is Smyrna. That's what I do know.
Smyrna is
Smyrna.
But you said Cobb County, so that just covers a lot of territory.
Yeah, it just covers, yes.
That's why I'm asking about the cities.
Yeah, so the city is Smyrna.
Okay.
Yes. You coming out, brother?
I don't know. I got to look at my calendar.
I know because you're a businessman. I can't even go by my nickname, Mr. Everything no more.
High profile leader.
This man, Mr.
Not
Everything.
me. I'm just a guy trying to do something in the world to help somebody.
I'll just try and do a little something out here, boy. The
little
humbleness, man.
Little
Little razzle, little dazzle. Once again, man, but I appreciate everybody for tuning in to the Mail Review. Shout out to the leg members, Mark L. Shout out to Brother TR on the stream. Shout out to everybody that has supported us. Once again, share our links, share our streams. You could donate on the Cash App at Yale Radio Cast, but not too much because they trying to damn tax us. They're trying to tax us on Cash App now, man. They trying to get us.
I swear they sent me a W-2 in my email.
Yeah, they sure did. They did.
I was reading something last night. I was trying.
They did. We can't even get money out here up under the. We can't even push the overlay for the underplay no more. They own our ass.
Oh, Tom.
I did a partnership with the IRS one time for a cosmetology community. When I made legislation to make them go back to school to renew their licenses every 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Cosmetology Tax Fairness Act of 2003. Damn, I remember that. And that was get them to pay their taxes the right way because beauticians don't want to pay their taxes the right way. Okay.
Yeah.
They pay it on the checks that they get. They don't pay it on the cash.
Okay.
They don't pay it on the tips. Okay, so the IRS said, guess what? You lying now. You better start doing that. And so they did that. And I partnered with them because it was the right thing to do.
All right. More knowledge, man. So check us out next week. We will be streaming live from that event, Safe Place, the LEG conference from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Once again, I want to give a shout out to everybody. Thank you for tuning in. And we got some more.
I just remember I can't be there because I got to be at another funeral. Another civil rights leader, Robert R.L. Lord have mercy. NAACP man. All right. One of our leaders died. Okay.
Told me about it the other day too. Yes.
And I texted you on that. Okay.
Long live the elder.
And the bottom line is
R.L. White.
R.L. White. We're dropping like flies. Okay.
Y'all, we better get.
Gotta pass that torch. Gotta pass that torch.
Not only pass the torch. Let's just receive the knowledge while it's here.
Yeah, we gotta light the torch first.
I think the torch is lit.
The torch is lit.
It's lit, but it's like it's going out. It's going out.
That's it's flickering.
It's flickering.
But it takes a little bit of lighter fluid. So I'm just saying, let's just take this knowledge while it's here before us. Let's just appreciate the people that have done the work, and I think we do here today. If anything, we do here today. So once again, thank you, sir. Thank you, Buddy Rope.
Every time, anytime.
I'm going to shout out to Brother Terrell Sladen, which was our first black Assistant Secretary of State.
Shout out to
Shout
sister.
out, see.
Man, so any more shout outs? Any more people to?
Oh, he dead now, so I mean, all my folks are just, I'll be back. Next year I might not even be here, okay? I want everybody to understand that I got chronic kidney disease, and I'm at stage 5. It's only 5 stages, okay? And either I got to get a kidney replacement or a transplant, they call it, or dialysis.
Okay.
And I had a meeting with my kids and grandkids, and I told them that I ain't about all that, so I'm ready to die. I've been ready to die since I was 6 years old, coming from Chicago, y'all.
But we still here.
But the thing about it is, I don't never put that out nowhere, so I just want to do that at the end of this show. That's what's going on with me. So I might be here continuously. I might not be here continuously, but I'm here because I'm here with y'all, all y'all.
And we appreciate that.
We sure
appreciate it, man. So with that said, man, before I get up in here crying, man, you ain't about to do this to me on my show. Okay?
I don't want nobody to cry. You're supposed to enjoy. You're supposed to rejoice at death.
Yeah, it is a rejoicing moment.
You cry at birth.
You're right. You're right.
I cried when that one chick left.
Because you know you're coming in the world with all these police just killing folks,
that one chick had me crying a little bit.
I heard about that. It was on the billboard.
There was a couple of them.
I read about it. It was on the billboard.
What's that?
It was on the billboard. I read about it.
What, that one?
Yeah, when I was passing by the billboard, I read it.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah, he said. Yeah. We got one more comment to get out of here, man, before we get out of here, because everybody want to keep it coming. Once again, blessings to you from Sister Williams. From Sister Williams, blessings and prayers to you. Yeah, and we're going to push it, man. We're going to use the fruits of everything that's been put before us. Once again, shout out to everybody that has watched us today. Catch us next week. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen Conference. This is the Mayor Review. Thank y'all for tuning in. Holla at y'all. The motto is get the business.
This is grown man business. The collar swag don't need a witness. I pull up in a Bentley so quick. I'm dropping them